Hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Viren. I've been friends with Ajay all my life. Our families are very close and very happy to be here on this very special day. We got a big program planned. We want to move through things as expeditiously as we can. So I'll hand it over to Amin to get us started. So make some noise.
All right. We will be starting with the bride's parents, Geeti Chachi and Mansuramu. Let's hear it for them.
Let's celebrate it. All right, next we have the groom's parents, Beena and Pratik Shah.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਲਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਕਰਦਾ ਬਾਹੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਬਸ ਅੱਜ ਰਾਤ ਕੇ लिए ਸਾਡੀ ਤਾਂ ਦੇਸੀ ਹੈ ਅਦਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਣੀ ਫਿਦਾ ਬਾਹੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਸੋਣੀਏ ਬਸ ਅੱਜ ਰਾਤ ਕੇ लिए
Awesome. Next, we have the bride and groom siblings, Layla, Sajan, and Kiran.
Let's set this party on fire. Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Talk so clear. Look out! Pop, it's showtime. Guess who's back again? They don't know. I bet they know as soon as we walk in. Wearing Cuban links, designer mix, Inglewood's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. You know to get the color red, the blue.
Now, if I could get everybody to stand
On our feet.
for the moment you've all been waiting for, not for the first time, not for the second time, but the third time this weekend. The newest husband and wife in the room, please welcome Ajay and Samaa.
When I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. It's like a model. She grants my wishes like a genie in a bottle. Yeah, 'cause I'm the wizard of love. And I got the magic wand. All these other girls are tempting, but I'm empty when you're gone. And they say, oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
चाहे तुम कुछ ना कहो मैंने सुन लिया के साथी प्यार का मुझे चुन लिया मैंने सुन लिया
Someone waiting for me, 'cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time, but darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, or listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
Unforgettable, that's what you are.
Unforgettable, though near or far.
Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you does things to me never before. Has someone been more
Unforgettable in every way.
and forevermore?
And forevermore,
That's how you'll stay.
that's how you'll stay.
That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable
Thinks that I am unforgettable too.
We're going to move right into some speeches. She's emceed for us twice already. And because we all know how much she loves public speaking, I'd like to invite up Layla to share a few words. That's Samaa's sister.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Layla. This speech was the hardest thing I've ever had to write, mostly because Samaa couldn't edit it for me, but also because it's for my big sister's wedding. I think I procrastinated thinking about it for so long because I found it next to impossible to put into words the relationship Samaa and I have and what it means to me. So please bear with me as I try my best. Samaa is 6 years older than me, which means that I grew up with an in-house role model whom I wanted to do everything with. I wanted to play the games that she played, listen to the music that she listened to, take photos together, go places just the two of us. I think you get the picture. Now, for a preteen, it probably wasn't the coolest look to have your 6-year-old sister follow you around. I would always want to hang out with Samaa and her friends, And I remember she would get so annoyed, and rightfully so. But she would never take it out on me. She held me when I needed it and always gave me the attention I craved from her. As we grew older, I entered an angsty teen phase of my own. Samaa ended up moving out and heading out to university. I was starting a new high school, which I chose solely because I wanted to be like Samaa, by the way, and I was nervous, but even from another city, Samaa was there for me. We would Skype all the time, and she would tell me what clubs to join and how to send emails to my teacher on first class. She gave me confidence and encouragement during this time of my life when I was just starting to figure myself out. After 4 long years of being an only child, Samaa graduated and moved back home. I can honestly say I feel this is when our relationship truly flourished. We were finally able to spend everyday life together, and Samaa started integrating me into her life more with Ajay and her amazing friends who are all here tonight. Throughout COVID, we were silly together, finding ways to make our days and scary times a little bit brighter. It was that, and then it was my time to start university, and once again, I could count on my sister to guide me through a transition in my life. She was the only person to be real with me. She told me to expect freedom and fun, but she also told me to expect difficulties, fear, and frustration. During the past 4 years, I leaned on my people to support my independence and exploration, and of course, it was Samaa who led the way. Living at home again for the past month together has been some of the most fun in our sisterhood. We are now both adults, and we've evolved from me patiently waiting for her and her friends to wake up from their sleepover, in the room they were sleeping, mind you, to actually being invited to nights out and weekends away. Every day, Samaa shows me that I can be just 1% better. Samaa, you teach me integrity, empathy, and compassion, kindness, and generosity. You show me that it is important to stand up for the people you love, for the values you hold, and for doing the right thing. I can wholeheartedly say that having you as an older sister has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. And now, I get an older brother. The time that Ajay and Samaa have been together makes up more than half of my life. If I'm being honest, I think I was so young when I met Ajay, I can't even remember our first interaction. What I do remember being clear from day one is that Ajay would do anything to make my sister happy, which, since she loves me so much, meant including me in their relationship. I have memories of the two of them taking me apple picking, taking Sajjan Kieran and me to Canada's Wonderland, showing me around Scotland when I went to visit. Ajay was even my camp tutor at one point. Ajay is one of the most hardworking people I know, and despite his hectic work schedule, he always makes time for his family, friends, and of course my sister. For years, I've seen the way he loves her, and I couldn't have wished for anyone better for Samaa. My favorite times with Ajay have been witnessing the epic surprises he plans for Samaa, including his COVID-safe birthday parade, his elaborate engagement plan, and his pre-wedding surprise. What leaves me in awe is not only the time and effort spent planning, but the details to which Ajay goes into because he knows it will make Samaa happy. He knows if there was no spreadsheet involved, she won't want it. He knows Samaa to her core like the back of his hand. He knows her values, her strengths, her weaknesses, and he knows that they're better together than apart. Ajay, I'm so excited to be the sister that you never asked for. I have seen the rock you've been for Samaa as you've grown up together, and I can't thank you enough for being there for my big sister. I see the way you push her to be spontaneous and courageous while simultaneously bringing her peace and safety. Samaa, in one of your many classic, long, and rambling letters to me, you wrote, "All I want is to be your number one cheerleader, your confidant, and your bestie. For my 21 years of life, you have been all of that and more. It is now my turn to be the one supporting you and cheering you on as you and Ajay navigate this new chapter in your life. I don't know any two people who have overcome more than what you have overcome to be together. I have so much confidence in the love that the two of you share, and I want you to know that I will forever be your number one cheerleader, confidant, and bestie." Thanks.
One thing
One thing that I think we all admire about Ajay and Samaa is their epic, epic group of friends and how they are all willing to do anything for each other. Next, we're going to hear from two of them, Kisang and Arkady. Please come up here.
Hello, everybody. I'm Arkady.
And I'm Kisang.
We'll keep this brief. We do have so much dancing to get to. Our story with Samaa and Ajay began over 15 years ago, back in grade 7. In those days, those of you who remember, Ajay was built like an 8-year-old, taking the GO train downtown from 6:30 every morning. He was known as a bit of an awkward kid, constantly trying to sneak entire pizzas into Latin class.
And meanwhile, I only knew Samaa as the quiet, nice girl for so many years, but that was only until grade 10. After we were both elected as deputy prefects, the two of us became the inseparable cousins. And in fact, for a full year, Samaa and I actively, very, very earnestly, plotted against Ajay in order to rule the schools to ourselves. But little did I know our dreams would be spoiled by AP Calculus, where Samaa sat next to me and Ajay sat behind me. It was only a couple months before the two of them ran off to spend their free study periods gallivanting on pizza and gelato dates without me. And long story short, the class clown got with the teacher's pet.
In the meantime, I had ended up switching to a different school, and so I only heard secondhand that Ajay had somehow managed to get a girlfriend. And I remember one of the first times that I saw you two together, you were dressed as Superman at the Halloween party in Kisang's dorm room. There was a new sort of self-confidence there that I don't remember ever seeing before. So after finding this love, you would think that they would be inseparable, glued at the hip, but instead they made the bold and somewhat questionable decision to get as far away from each other as they possibly could, spending the better part of the next decade dodging each other. Ajay to Scotland, Samaa to Montreal. Then when Ajay moved to Hamilton, Samaa moved to India. And finally, when you guys were both back in Toronto, COVID separated you two again, especially with Ajay spending most of his days in the hospital. So it hasn't been an easy journey, but slowly, surely, you guys have fought and clawed your way back to each other.
And through those years, the two of you have grown into older, wiser, arguably smarter, but definitely slower and less athletic versions of yourselves. And we got to be there to witness that. You found opportunities to see each other and to see the world together, no matter when or where you guys were. You've become so integral to each other's families, and you're always the mom and dad of our friend group. Many of us in this room have had the privilege of sitting in the back of your car, waiting for you guys to bicker through your hangriness. For people like us and our friends, we've had the pleasure of being your third and fourth and fifth and sixth wheels of your relationship. And believe it or not, it's never been an awkward or uncomfortable situation because you have let us in so deeply into your relationship. And we knew that you would go back to your lovey-dovey selves, massaging each other's feet as soon as you got a bite of chocolate.
So while they may appear all grown up and mature in front of you guys today and through this wedding week, you absolutely know that Ajay still gets very down and absolutely nasty on the dance floor, which you'll have the pleasure of seeing later tonight.
And Samaa will still chug a full glass of milk without checking to see if it's expired before popping a squat on the dance floor as well. You both still eat cake like you're 13 years old, and you sleep in like you're back in college.
Ajay, you're the only person I know who can both excel in one of the most difficult jobs there is as an orthopedic surgeon, but can also get fired from what might be one of the most easy jobs in the world, at least on paper, working at a sensory deprivation center, where the job description was quite literally to supervise people while they are doing nothing. Ajay, watching you forage for snacks and Pokemon and eat chocolate cake warms our hearts from the inside out.
And Samaa, everyone knows you as the goody two-shoes, the amazing sister, and the dutiful daughter. But we know you won't hesitate to tell a grown man that his taste in ice cream is frickin' stupid. The way that your eyes sparkle and light up when you have a sugar rush reminds us of how you can both indulge in your childlike faithfulness and sense of adventure when you're together. We speak for everyone here, I'm sure, when we say that watching you bring out and amplify the best in each other has been a source of inspiration and joy throughout the entire relationship. You two have a way of creating very special moments, and we are so, so honored to be a part of them. Ajay, Samaa, enjoy this moment and enjoy every moment to come. We are looking so forward to it.
All right, so moving on. One more round of applause. One more round of applause. So throughout my life, Ajay has been like a second brother to me. We've grown up together, and I've also been able to see his younger brothers, Sajan and Kieran, come up. So I'd like to introduce them as they come up and say a few words about Ajay, tell some stories. Please welcome them.
Good evening, everyone. When it hit me that I had to successfully deliver a speech to an audience of hundreds of friends and family, it seemed incredibly intimidating. So many questions bounced around in my mind. Questions like, how do you accurately paint a picture of decades of love, tears, growth, and brotherhood into just a 5-minute speech? Thought-provoking questions like those to more primitive ones like, should I just roast him? I really only had one shot at this. One shot to show my brother the appreciation he deserves for putting up with me for 22 years, and I wanted it to be perfect. So naturally, and with a healthy dose of shame I might add, I typed Broom's brother speech into ChatGPT for some inspiration. And after seeing the generic garbage it spat out, I realized that there was just no way that AI could properly express what it means to truly love and appreciate a brother, especially a brother like mine. To write a powerful speech, I just had to do what AI couldn't. Speak from my heart about Ajay and Samaa and focus my energy on going within to reflect on what I've noticed, appreciated, felt, and thought as my individual relationship with Ajay and Samaa have grown, and I've watched them grow in love for each other. And things became much simpler. As the ideas started flowing and I began scratching them down, I thought more about the impact Samaa has had on all of our lives. How she was able to, using her immense charm and charisma, quickly seal all of our hearts by treating us like family and genuinely caring for us. Well, almost all of our hearts. There was one holdout, Sajan. A little background on my brother Sajan, if you don't know him. He's very loving and goofy, but he's also unbelievably possessive. Some of those things he's possessive over includes my daddy and dada's house. No one's allowed to sleep over there except for him. His Star Wars and Avengers toys. His popcorn and his granola bars. They're in the pantry, but somehow he staked his claim on them. And he's extremely possessive over his older brother. So naturally, he didn't like the fact that he had to share Ajay with someone else. And even though it took some time, to my disbelief, Samaa was even able to win him over. Now he texts her, spends time with her, and cares for her. How she was able to wiggle her way into this guy's heart and get his blessing is beyond me. But once she won him over, that was it. She had all of our hearts, including mine. Samaa, there were countless times when I needed support and guidance, and you would always be there to help me no matter how much you had going on. This might be the official wedding ceremony, but the truth is that you were family long before today. You have a great heart, and I'm proud to call you my sister. Sorry, I didn't know I'd have to turn around like that. I thought it'd be easier. Ajay. Ajay is someone that has supported me consistently throughout the various stages of my life. In early childhood, from a rosy lens of pure innocence, my big brother, Ajay, knew so much about how the world worked. Naturally, it only seemed appropriate to mimic him. He wanted a hot dog instead of a burger. Well, so did I. But as I grew older, he also helped me break this tendency and develop confidence in myself. So as my lens became more colored by the world around me, he still helped me see, just in a different way. I still remember looking at my brother through the days when I was in middle school and thinking that he was so athletic, had so many friends at school, and was just so cool. During this time, I also remember that my dad and I would often face off with him in our pool playing basketball. It was always my big brother versus dad and me. He would always take us down until the final summer before he left to go to Scotland. It seemed appropriate as I was finally coming of age and he was planning his next stage. These are some memories that I'm sure the three of us will always cherish. As we've approached adulthood together, the rose-colored glasses of childhood have faded and have been replaced with a more realistic lens of his humanness. And I must say, I'm no less impressed. I've watched him thrive intellectually and in his career, on track to becoming an orthopedic surgeon. That will probably be his second biggest achievement next to landing Samaa. But not only that, he's accomplished so much while staying true to his values and living in kindness and compassion for others. It is not an exaggeration to say he works like a dog for relatively mediocre pay, thanks to our Canadian healthcare system. Yet, even with so little time for himself, he is still able to make time for those he cares about. I was going through old text messages with him and I realized that the amount of times he has been there for me, listened to me, and given me his time and energy is something I'm so grateful for. Ajay, I also see your values on display in the way that you care for Sajan, Samaa, and interact with those in the world around you. It's uncommon nowadays. You're both a great man and a good one. And I'll admit, there's still a minuscule childish part of me that sometimes searches for your approval out of instinct. Maybe there always will be. A few memories I had of Ajay and Samaa also rose to the surface. A memory of Ajay and I talking about Samaa and him saying with such a serious expression on his face, "Yeah, Samaa, man, you can't find anyone like her. She's honestly on another level." Another memory of me once asking Samaa how happy she and Ajay were, and she said that on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 10,000, with so much love and excitement in her voice. He broke the scale. At first, I didn't understand why these seemingly trivial memories rose to the surface, even though I've seen Samaa and Ajay display their love for each other so many other times. I realized these moments stuck with me because they were so pure and genuine in their love for each other and how they spoke about one another when the other one wasn't there. I've watched Samaa and Ajay's relationship ebb and flow over the years, but this rhythm has only created space for their bond to become deeper, pushing and then pulling them in closer in intimacy, trust, and honesty. I'm truly happy for them and wholeheartedly believe that they will continue to bring endless joy and peace into each other's lives. Although, the only thing is that Samaa's a neat freak and Ajay's house is genuinely filthy. There are always dishes that have been sitting in the sink for weeks. So I have no idea what's going to happen on that front, but she must really love him if she's willing to put up with that. So there you go. If everyone can raise their glasses to join me in cheers the many years of love and happiness that Ajay and Samaa have ahead of them. Congratulations, guys. And now I'll pass it off to Sajan just to say a few words.
Hey, Niggy, my boyfriend go. I love Ajay and go to church and go to Samaa and I love you, Ajay and Samaa.
All right, so that was absolutely beautiful. As a younger brother, Kieran absolutely crushed that. I can speak from experience. I'll invite Ajay and Samaa to have a seat in their hot seats as we have a couple performances.
बाजारी जब हुस्न दिखाने जाएगी, होश उड़ाने वाली शौक नजर के जो पेच लड़ाने जाएगी, कितना से पर कहना, तेज हवा से बच के रहना, गिर जाए तो फिर ना कहना, झुमका गिरा दे। झुमका, ओए झुमका, हाय झुमका, झुमका, what झुमका? What झुमका? What झुमका?
All right, the gauntlet has been thrown down. I'll now invite the group's cousins to please make their way to the dance floor to see if they can respond to that. One more round of applause to the bride side. I will picture. You know what?
Jimmy,
Yeah, let me take you on a trip to the land of spices, where the culture never did. Yeah, yeah. I did it for the long time. Feel like 17, two first wrong eye. And I never been on one to go apologize. Me, I'm ready to hit them on one more time. Hey, can't drop it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
All right. We've got a couple of very special speeches left to round out our evening. We'll start with the bride's parents, Giti Chachi, Mansuramu, if you all could come up here and share a few words. If everyone could settle down, we're about to hear from the bride's parents.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You can tell I'm going to be the oldest speaker tonight. I'm the only guy who showed up with paper. My name is Mansoor Kazuruni, and my wife Geeti is beside me. And if you haven't figured it out already, we are the bride's parents.
And he has a public speaking skills.
We've already expressed our gratitude to many of you previously, so I won't repeat thank yous tonight. Suffice it to say that this occasion would not feel the same without your presence tonight. Each and every one of you matter to us, and we are delighted that you are here to celebrate this evening with us. Thank you. Bina and Pratik, we've heard so much about Ajay and Samaa's formative years today. You must be proud of the man Ajay has grown into. We've watched him evolve over the years and admired his single-mindedness in everything he takes on and the high standards he holds himself to. For example, he's been quite single-minded about Samaa. He only took 10 years to propose to her. And clearly he has high standards. Look who he has picked to marry. A smart, focused, confident, beautiful woman that we will always remain proud to call our daughter. All jokes aside, Samaa is very fortunate to have found Ajay. He's respectful, kind, and extremely caring. We've witnessed these qualities and his family values directly in his attention to and respect for his grandparents, his incredible relationship with his brothers, which you just witnessed, the manner in which he's interacted with us over the years, and of course, the relationship he has already built with his wife. As I'm sure many of you have experienced, you can't really stand in the way of persistent love. An American psychologist, Albert Ellis, famously said, "The art of love is largely the art of persistence." And boy, did they persist. They graduated high school together. He went off to Scotland, she to Montreal. You heard all this. They continuously crisscrossed the globe as they pursued their academic goals and career aspirations over a 4-year period. So much separation and time apart. We are talking continents and years. It only brought them closer and strengthened their resolve. I guess absence does make the heart grow fonder. And it's quite clear that this was no passing fling with strong commitment on both your parts. Samaa always lit up when she spoke about Ajay, about how they always brought out the best in each other and had so much in common. Their passion for sports, nature, and the outdoors, hiking, biking, and traveling to explore new places and experience new cultures and cuisines. Their genuine interest in each other's lives, careers, and families. They even watched podcasts together and shows together, listened to podcasts and watched shows together while they were apart. Look, I'm not going to stand before you tonight and extol the many incredible virtues and achievements of our incredible and illustrious daughter. Which parent would not feel that way about their child? But I'm going to speak about the immense love and joy that Samaa has brought to our lives, and the genuine care that she demonstrates for each and every person that she gets close to. She has a way of endearing herself through little thoughtful actions that demonstrate the depth of her affections. It's why this room is filled with so many friends and family. Friends since kindergarten. Friends from UTS. Friends from McGill. And let's not forget the monk school. Work colleagues who are now friends. And so many others, including our vast family, each of whom she has carved a unique and special relationship with. I'm sure you will all attest that Samaa is fiercely loyal in love and friendship and will always be there for you. Needless to say, that very quality has been amplified in our lives in the last 28 years. She has supported us in any way she could, from advocating to our health and well-being, to meal planning and helping organize the most memorable family vacations. And boy, is she organized. It's no coincidence tonight that you're hearing this twice. The ultimate spreadsheet nerd who takes great pride in sharing her most extensive Excel formulas. I think we have 20 spreadsheets associated with this wedding alone. I'm not complaining because it stood us in good stead. Our chief organizer and bookkeeper when we built our home, and my home inspection buddy, who shared our passion and excitement in watching our new home come to life. My work from home buddy, who met me at the coffee machine between meetings, and we went for long walks after work. Samaa taught us so many things about ourselves that we never knew. For instance, she taught me it's really easy to say yes. All she has to do is ask. Jokes aside, she's inspired us to be the best version of ourselves through her actions, modeling a way of life from which we've learned so much: empathy, equity, tolerance, and her passion for giving. A quality that was ingrained in our daughters throughout their early life by their mother, who insisted that portions of what they earn or save are donated to those that are less fortunate. Tonight, Ajay and Samaa have decided to make charitable donations instead of party favors. I'm sure Leila will share her own views, or has shared her own views, of what it has meant to have a sister like Samaa. But from our vantage point, it's truly been heartwarming to watch their relationship mature and flourish. Sister friends who truly look out for each other. So much so that we know Layla will turn to Samaa for help and advice before she turns to us. Only a couple of weeks ago, I advised Layla not to endanger herself on their weekend away and follow her brain. She responded by saying, "My brain just says Samaa, 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 Samaa." Such is her faith in following her sister's guidance and advice. Samaa, I remember the day we brought Layla home soon after she was born. You were 6, and now you would have to share mom and dad with your little sister. You did that with grace. Well, most of the time. I was concerned on day 1 about this sudden shift in attention to your baby sister and decided that I would focus my attention on you as mom tended to our baby. So you and I went off to your school and lay on the grass mound in the Denlow schoolyard, staring at the fluffy clouds and the clear blue sky. Soon I started to notice shapes in the cloud, and I pointed them out to you. Before long, you were pointing out shapes to me, and your imagination knew no bounds. You saw everything, from a house to a tree to a ball to a mountain. I think you even saw a bird called Ajay. Sorry, there had to be one dad joke in there. There were no two similar shapes. Each of them was unique, much like every one of us. And I hope that as you and Ajay journey through life, you will recognize that in each other. Recognize what's different or unique about each of you, but also celebrate what you have in common. No shape remains the same. So life will draw us in unique directions as well. But your path will always be visible to us. And ours will always be accessible to both of you. The memory of that beautiful day spent with my beautiful daughter will always be clearly etched in my memory, along with many, many others. Finally, I know that you two have been together for a while, but now you are married. Marriage is not just about the initial sparks of attraction or the romantic gestures that often accompany the beginning of a relationship. Keep making those romantic gestures, Ajay, by the way. Instead, it's about the ability to persevere through ups and downs, to maintain a connection even when it's challenging. It's about building an inextricable bond that's cemented by shared values and experiences, common purpose, and mutual support, respect, and protection. It's the ultimate act of sharing your complete being and a lifelong lesson in human values. Empathy, honesty, tolerance, understanding, and most importantly, compromise. Ajay and Samaa, before you met, your lives were different. Your paths were different. Your pasts were different. Different backgrounds, different families, different languages. You grew up in a different way. You were loved by different people. You spoke in a different way. But then you met. Your lives met. Your pasts met. And you discovered that despite your differences, one thing was the same: love. Love united your differences, and now your future is the same. Same goals, same family, same future, same life. I hope that love continues to unite your differences, and as you continuously grow together and go forward on this next stage of your journey, know that every one of the people that you touched is cheering both of you on, wishing you success and happiness in your ventures. Ajay, you're now as much our son as Samaa is our daughter. We, your parents, will always be there to support and guide you in any way you need us. God bless you both. Thank you.
Some beautiful words by the bride's family. One more round of applause for that. I'd now like to bring up Ajay's parents, Bina and Pratik Shah, to say a few words about their son and about this whole engagement. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. So, there's a lot of sentiments that have already been said that I share, and I'll try not to repeat them, and I'm going to try a different angle here. So, I want to say, well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being with us for this special occasion. The energy, the love that we have felt has been tremendous. And I love the way that Samaa is sitting on this side and Ajay is sitting on this side, because I look on this side of the room and I see some dear old friends and family by blood, of course, right? Family by blood. And I look on this side and I see a new family by marriage and friends that I'm looking forward to getting to know. We've already been invited to dinner parties and lots of things, hugs, WhatsApp, and I'm looking forward to the journey. As they start their life together, we start our life together with you. Okay, so we know Ajay fell in love with Samaa, blah, 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 right? We're here, whatever. What about me? What about when did I fall in love with Samaa? Okay, so I'm a mother of 3 boys, okay? So can we get the picture up there? Okay, 4, and then I got a male dog. So this is Ajay's room on a good day. Okay, this is my life with my sons, except Sajan, he's pretty neat. But Kieran's is even worse. Okay, so day in, day out, Ajay, make your bed before you go to school. Ajay, clean up your room, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then he meets Samaa, and things change in the house. Can I get the next picture? This is the day I fell in love with Samaa. I was like, oh, she's a keeper. And if anything had happened, I was going to call her and beg her to come back. So, but nothing has happened, and she is here in my life. And she is bringing estrogen into my family. And although mine is decreasing a little bit as the days go by, she's brought it in, and I love her for that. She's been part of our life for many, many, many years. And I'm always looking forward to Ajay bringing her over and hanging out. And I'm learning, and you'll have to be patient to be a mother of a daughter. And I follow Geeti. Like, Samaa will text, and Geeti will give a heart, and a thumbs up, and a thank you. And so I do the same. Heart, thumbs up, and thank you. Because my boys don't care if I give a heart, a thumbs up, or a thank you. So in short, I am looking forward to having Samaa be part of our life as we move forward. And the most important thing to me is that my son is happy. And I see that happiness, and I'm going to share this, and he's not going to like this. There was a pop-up once way back at the beginning of the relationship, and there was a calendar pop-up, and I thought it was the cutest thing, and I think he could learn a few things from this. But the pop-up was, tell Samaa she's beautiful and perfect. And I thought, and he doesn't need a reminder really to tell her, but sometimes we all need a reminder to appreciate the people that we love in our life. So I am going to pass.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So I am not a polished orator like Mansoor. So you would get raw and unfiltered, right? I'm the local jester, right? He leads 3,000 architects worldwide. But both Mansoor and Kieran covered off all the teary-eyed stuff. It was incredible, right? And now Bina puts me to shame. This is not good. I did not expect that. Ajay what you see is what you get with Ajay. Samaa, she's exactly how Keaton described. So now I had about 20 minutes to revise my speech. But seriously, their love story is similar and not so similar to ours. High school sweethearts, same wedding song, well, the first half. We were partners in Rasfoga, and they were partners in the show at UTS. He dances like a fiend, work ethic, sports, Patriots, incredible patience for Sajan. Dated 10 years before they got married. But I think that's where it might stop. He is different. Everybody knows about our kahani, which is our love story, but today is about theirs. He has no patience for my long-windedness, just like his mom. I know that besides their speech, I'm the only thing stopping you from dinner, so please, we had a lot of apps. Let's just be patient, okay? So Samaa pursued Ajay, whereas I pursued Bina. He listens to her, we don't listen to each other. Everybody knows that. Even the Kazarunis know that. But thank God he listens to her. Thank God. I mean, seriously. The teenage years were rough. He was always experimenting, not with women, right? He's always been a one-woman guy, just like me. And contrary to some uncles and aunts, when they saw him in 2014 going to St. Andrews, and I know there's some people from the UK here, right? They said, "Oh, Ajay, you're here. You got to go explore the field." And I couldn't believe they were saying this to him. But you know what? A year later, he found his cheerleader. He started playing that song, and I saw it was incredible. I actually think, I will ask him one day, but I think she bought him a ticket or something happened to Montreal. We drove as a family to Montreal, and after that, he was committed. It was just, he could have proposed 3 years ago, 4 years ago, there's no question. But Samaa decided to up the ante, and I think yesterday's nikah, you know, she's the one that proposes, right? So there you go. So why else is he different? He did 23andMe, and for this side of the hall, he did it on his own. He's 53% Patidar. 51, sorry. That means he's more Patel than he is Shah. Okay. That's cheap laughs. Guess what, though? Truth be told, the name Shah has incredible roots. That's why he fell in love with Samaa. No question. Look at the background. It's amazing, right? At least that's my theory. Rain this morning and 2 glasses broke in my presence outside. That's called shukran. Good luck, okay? Ain't nothing's gonna stop the Shahs and Patels from a barat, which is what we did this morning. Not even barish, right? Rain, that means not even rain. But just like my wedding, where I saw all the seasons, including snow, they did get some sun today, which is fantastic. And this is an interesting reel, right? A daughter. So let me tell you something. I'm not unrealistic. I know I'm not gaining a daughter. No parent ever loses a daughter. Never. I've seen this, okay? I know. I love my parents, right? But I can't do what my sister does. And I see it in every female that I've seen, everywhere. Think about it, right? What happens, right? Mansoor and Samaa are dancing, father-daughter, right? Right? Bina and Ajay are dancing, right? So last night we found out Geeti and Samaa are connected, right? They're just solid connected. Where does that leave me, right? Like, seriously, where does that leave me? I might have lost a son, but I got some spares, right? I actually had a few more. Right? Chewy's got new parents, right? Chewy, most of you know Chewy. Anyways, persistence, right? Ajay has persistence, no question. Kieran is another level, oh my God, right? And I think I realized this through this process that we talk about 3 weddings, right? Viren mentioned that. The reality is the joke's on the parents because they got married a long time ago. They went to that cottage weekend, and I know what happened. I believe they got married. I believe it. Anyways, people ask me about interfaith marriages or the possibility of one. This is over the last 10 years, right? And I said what my mom always taught me. Look at the person's goodness, and she is all good. Like, all good. Friends, Samaa has all those friends. Bina does that for me. It's incredible. And I'm going to say something that it's from a movie that I really love, and it's called Veer Zara, Veer Ajay Singh. Anyways, I'll try to say this in Hindi, and then I'll say the English version. So, Sachi mohabbat zindagi mein sirf ek baar hoti hai. जब होती है तो कोई भगवान या खुदा उसे नाकामयाब नहीं देता. And that means true love only happens once in life, and when it happens, no God lets it fail. So I wish you the absolute best. Ajay, I respect you as a man and a son, and now as a husband. You are what I am not. But that's okay. The true completion of Mom and Mai's love. Samaa, we only think of one thing. Please keep him. Please keep him. Anyways, that's it. So.
That was really wonderful.
Oh my God. You are amazing.
Thank you all so much for those beautiful words from both the parents, the siblings, the friends. Just a reminder of how amazing y'all's relationship is and how much love there is for you here today. And we wouldn't be able to complete this evening without hearing from you two yourselves. So let's give it up for the bride and groom. Ajay and Samaa, please come and share a few words.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah, okay. The feeling of standing here in front of all the people who mean the most to us in this world is unparalleled. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy lives to congregate in our hometown to celebrate us. The other day, I asked Ajay what our 17-year-old selves would say to us in this moment. And he said, we would say, "What took you so long?" It's true. Somehow, our immature, naive teenage selves knew that we'd get to this moment one day, standing at our wedding in front of the most important people in our lives, one way or another. Of course, we had no idea what we were signing ourselves up for. I'm so glad that we stayed strong throughout our journey to make it to this specific moment in time. Over the years, as you've all heard tonight, something I bonded over with many close friends, including Ajay, was the trials and tribulations of being the oldest child. How we were the test subject who had the strictest rules and the heaviest expectations placed on us growing up. It took me a long time to realize that that was because I still saw my parents as superheroes who were all-knowing, without realizing that they're actually humans going through this life for the very first time, just like me. Mom and Dad, it has been my immense pleasure to grow up with you, all of us navigating this crazy world together in the best way that we could. We made mistakes along the way, but no matter what, the love, the support, and the unity that our family has had has kept strong. I am so proud of you both for all that you have achieved as parents, and I hope that in this moment, you are celebrating your success in the toughest job that you both took on in your careers as mom and dad. Today is a big promotion to becoming parents-in-laws, to wholly embracing the man that I love and loving him wholeheartedly. I can never thank you enough for making me into the woman that I am today. And if Ajay and I can be half the team that you both are, I know we'll make it to big places in life. I spoke about the trials and tribulations of being the oldest child, but these are negligible compared to the joys of being an older sibling. My beautiful sister Layla, who many of you have seen running this show throughout the week, is 6 years younger than me and manages to teach me about how to be a better, more compassionate, and bold person every single day. There is no way any of this would have been possible without her, from doing my hair at 2 a.m. this morning to making countless decisions when I was too indecisive to do so, to giving me motivational speeches when the stress was too much. I love you. And now I'm not only an older sister for Layla, but my two brothers, Sajid and Kian. It has been a privilege to watch you both grow up to be compassionate and resilient men. And I hope that you both know that I will continue to always be here for you. And to my second parents, thank you both for welcoming me with open arms into your family from the very beginning. I truly admire how you both live life to the fullest every single day while managing to stay so close to your family, as we can see in this room today. Thank you so much for raising and nurturing the man of my dreams. He is everything that I could ever hope for in a partner, and so much of that is thanks to the two of you. There are so many more people to thank. Our friends, our families, our vendors. None of this would have been possible without the immense efforts of countless individuals in this room, and we will never be able to thank you enough for that. Last but not least, to my husband. You're the calm in my storm. You hear every word when I talk at you 1,000,000 miles a minute. You crack silly jokes when I cry to bring a smile on my face. You are patient and you are kind. When I'm not my happy, bubbly self, you do all you can to turn my frown upside down. Ajay, when I'm with you, I'm home. I'm so proud of us for how intentional we've been in building our relationship and putting in the effort that it takes to become the strong, independent couple that we are today. It hasn't been easy, but for some reason, none of the numerous obstacles that we faced deterred us. It must be your persistence. Maybe it's because we're incredibly stubborn people as individuals, but when you put the both of us together, nothing can come in our way. And it's so exciting to think about a life together with you, knowing that we're unstoppable. I am so excited for tonight, for tomorrow, and for every day after that, as long as I'm with you.
Wow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Ajay. I'm the groom. I sent those emails last night. Sorry about that. My bad. Weddings are kind of weird. I've never celebrated any of my other roommates this much. It's an honor to be surrounded by all of you, loved ones, friends, family, people at table 21. I'll keep my speech short. I'll just thank a few of the people who made today possible. First of all the vendors and planners, Neha, SAWC planning team, photo, video, catering, decor. You're also helpful and patient. Thank you so much. You know, Hindu-Muslim wedding, it's like that taboo, like entire Bollywood movies have been created to warn you against doing it, but you guys helped make this happen, so thank you. Okay, here we go. To all our friends, the cottage crew, our speech givers, the MCs, you are our chosen family. I mean, you chose to hang out with Samaa, and you also have to hang out with me. Most of our memories from the past 10 years are with you guys, so I hope we can continue to fill those Google Photos albums with you guys. All of the friends and family who came from near or far to be here. Spending a week celebrating other people is very exhausting, so thank you for coming and joining us on this journey. It's been fun. Dadi and Dada and Nani and Nana, the relationship with a grandparent is unique. Dadi used to bathe me and scrub me so hard that people would joke you were trying to change my skin color. You'd sit and read books with me. Dada, you taught me carom and ping pong, but I'll never forget visiting your village of Manjusar with you and learning about your story coming to Canada in the 60s. Nani and Nana, your shop was the best place to visit on a hot summer day. The Rolo chocolate cones. You know you always have 2 hungry customers for your dosa, bataka, pizza, whatever you can cook. To Masi, Masa, Mama, Mami, Gia, Kaya, Foi, Fua, Vedika, thank you for exemplifying the meaning of family. You've all given so much to me. I see the love you have for me in your eyes. Kiran and Sajan, I'm lucky to have brothers like you. Sajan, you call me about 15 times a day, usually at the most inopportune, inconvenient times. But your unconditional love makes it so hard to be mad at you.
No way. No way.
Now, Kiran, here's something. I used to be jealous of you as a kid. You were smart, cute, and charismatic. What happened? I'm kidding, though. You really showed it tonight. Those close to you actually know that behind your exterior, you have an incredible empathy and care for all living people and things. And I hope you find a way to find meaning in that. My new sibling, Layla, I'm looking forward to having a sister to balance out the testosterone levels in the Shaw household. Lots of talk about steroid hormones. You and Samaa have a beautiful relationship, and I can't wait for ours to grow in the same way. To my new in-laws, thank you for accepting and loving me without question. Your care and attention to detail is amazing. Here's a story. They calculated the exact number of vegans and vegetarians last night and made sure not only the volume, but also the variety of dishes would be good enough for all people with dietary restrictions. That's just a tiny window into how thoughtful they are externally about other people. And to Samaa's extended family, I and my whole family, I can't count how many people have said, we're blown away by how warm you all are. It's amazing. Finally, I'd like to thank my parents. Yeah, Mom, I know you've been waiting to hear those words for my whole life. When Barry Bonds hit the home run record and thanked his mom, she showed me the video and said, "See? Why can't you do that?" Mom, thank you for teaching me how to navigate the world, how to be independent and be an adult. But I'm still the little boy who danced with Bollywood CDs with you in the basement. Dad, you showed me how to work hard, play hard, how to throw parties, how to bring people together, and how to craft the important moments in life. Every son just wants to make his father proud. I hope I was able to focus, concentrate, and listen like you taught me. That's it. Okay, so we get the slideshow. Okay, so that's it. Okay, start the slideshow. So yesterday someone asked how many photos we've been in during this wedding. Probably more than 1,001. If we could start the slideshow now. So this is the first photo of us. Next slide. My bride and I. Next slide. You see? Next slide. Next slide. Sam and I both started UTS in grade 7 in 2008. We both grew up as the eldest children of South Asian-based families, mothers who worked as teachers in the Wire DSB, and had our own version of the Canadian-born Desi identity crisis. We had sky-high expectations, lots of love, privilege from our parents and grandparents, and a terrible sense of style. We never actually spoke for most of our time in school. Samaa says that's probably a good thing. I was every teacher and parent's nightmare. Obnoxious, partying, getting in trouble in class, making annual visits to the principal's office. Samaa, on the other hand, took pride in her role as the teacher's pet. She was elected house prefect. She was a great volleyball player. So, I started to notice her, but I couldn't figure out a way to talk to her. I spent a whole summer, actually, lifeguarding, thinking about a way to DM her. But this is the best I could come up with. Next slide. Samaa, what time will we be returning from grade trip on Tuesday? Finally, in grade 12, a stroke of luck. We had AP Calculus and Biology together. A perfect opportunity to pretend not to know something and ask her, who would provide the information proudly. Next slide. Yo, Samaa, when is the biolab and calc test on the same day? One thing led to another, and we were subway buddies, texting buddies, best friends, dance partners, and more. Next slide. But at the same time, I was planning to attend medical school in the UK. So I was faced with a difficult decision, career or girl. So, everything I've been taught is career, career, career. So I went to St. Andrews and she went to McGill. But we kept the focus on reuniting. 3 years later, I got accepted to McMaster. She did her master's at U of T, and the rest, as they say, is history. Next slide. So, marrying your high school sweetheart is a beautiful thing. Lots of people tell you, you won't make it, you'll change too much, you're too different. So how did we do it? We started dating when we were 16 and 17. Sorry. Within a few months, we decided that we were going to get married and be together forever, and that was it. From that moment forward, every decision led to right here and now. We Skyped instead of going to the bar with our friends. We spent summers studying for medical exams or writing master's applications. We put each other first, sacrificing group trips for quality time together. As a result, we know each other very deeply. We formed a relationship based on our highly complementary traits, learning how to move in rhythm, despite what you saw on the dance floor. To close out, I'll say this. Samaa, you're incredible. You possess true intelligence. You have the ability to see and find the good in every person and every situation. Thank you for fighting for us over time in the past and for making us who we are today and helping us be who we are. Just know that I will always pick you, choose you, and love you for the rest of your life.
Everybody, just big smiles. Everybody looks lovely. On the count of 3, say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. How was that? That work out well? All right, don't go anywhere. Gentlemen, undo your button on your jackets, loosen your ties. We want to have a little bit of a fun shot here. So, what I'd like to see is everybody put your hands in the air. We're gonna